session. So first thing is make sure to post on LinkedIn with our official hashtag. So the hashtag is aim for Agentforce and hashtag SFMC Mumbai. And when I see yesterday people were posting on LinkedIn, try to capture some of the glimpses of the sessions that you're attending. Okay, so let's suppose you're attending this session and you are getting to see the slide or something like this. So please make sure that you take a glimpse of it and then post on LinkedIn. Then you have to tag all the SFMC Mumbai core team members. That is me, Bala, Ravi, Salim, Sagar, Rizwan, and Lakhan, and all the speakers. That is again me, Pradeep, Logesh, speaker for the day, and Shibu. And yes, our SFMC Mumbai page as well. Then we are going to give you a personalized banner post. So personalized banner, maybe upcoming week you'll get that. My team is working on that. So you have to go ahead and put your photo inside that, and all the guidelines will again be shared on that email that you will get. And last but not least, so we have some special rules for Trailblazer hoodie and certification voucher. Make sure you complete all this, all the 5 points that I have mentioned, and along with that, we will be giving you some assignments. So you'll have to complete that assignment as well, and the top performers will be getting certification voucher. So you have to complete all these 5 points before last session. So on the last session, which is on 20th of July, 20th of July, we are going to announce the winner. So no new new registrations will be taken care before like after 19th of July. So 19th of July is the deadline to complete all this. And once you are done, you become automatically you become eligible for that. So 19th of July, our team will work in the night and get all the details of who are the winners. And 20th July, we will have some special announcement coming up. Then we will announce the winners. So with that said, thank you so much, and passing over the mic to you, Yogesh.
Thank you so much, Amal. Let me share my screen. You guys see my screen, right?
Yes, we can.
Give me a second. All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining from. So I want to start with my favorite quote before this session. Like, AI is not going to replace humans, but it is going to replace humans who refuse to evolve, learn, and be up to date. Right. So every day something is coming and something is going. So it's our responsibility to stay up to date. With that, welcome to today's session, exploring different types of agents in Agentforce. So before we begin, Salesforce is a publicly traded company, so please make all your purchasing decisions based on the currently and generally available products and not the products that are on the roadmap, including whatever I'm going to say in this session. With that, what I'm going to do. So I'm going to say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me today. As I always say, it's always a pleasure to present a session with the community where I came from. So thank you for spending your valuable time that to Sunday with me today. Hope you learn a lot from today's session. Okay, for the folks who didn't know about me, I'm Logish. I work as a technical consultant here at Salesforce, and I'm part of Global Delivery Center (GDC) India, and I have around 5+ years of experience in Salesforce ecosystem. I'm a multi-cloud Salesforce consultant. What that means is like I work in both core and industry Salesforce clouds, and I'm an Agentforce expert as well. Currently, I'm learning Slack and Heroku. And yes, I do have a little bit of credentials from Salesforce. You can take a look at the numbers over there. And I've been involved in quite a few programs in Salesforce. One such program is Salesforce Insiders. Insiders in good terms. If you're interviewing with Salesforce and if you're in the final rounds, you will get an opportunity to interact with insiders like me to get to know more about Salesforce culture, benefits, and your career growth opportunities inside here at Salesforce. And I'm a super batch credential subject matters expert. Some of the super batches that I played a role as an SME are the prompt template, which was part of, I think, Agent Force Champion. And and the report administration for admins and Agentforce for service, etc. And yes, I do own two second generation managed packages, Epic Skulls and the Formalizer. Both of them are completely free and available online. You can take a look at those and share your feedbacks and thoughts on this. So this is all a technical side of me. So in my free time, I'll be either swimming, gymming, cooking, binge watching, or doing some volunteer activities. All right. So today we have the packed agenda. We will begin by understanding what is Agentforce and why it is powerful platform for building and deploying intelligent agents. We will then break down the fundamental building blocks of agents that make up an AI agent, followed by the look at different types of agents available as of today in the Salesforce ecosystem, where you can create those agents from a simple task agents to fully autonomous agents. Next, we will explore Agent Exchange, which enables secure and dynamic collaboration, in the ecosystem. And then we will move into the live demo to see everything in action, to see like different types of agents available. And finally, we will wrap up with a Q&A session to address your thoughts and questions. Okay. Now, I want to take a minute, to talk about the entirely new Salesforce or software paradigm that is emerging today and how it will change the way we all work for good, right? If you look at then, we had rigid chatbots, right? And these chatbots have predefined dialogues and often fail to grasp a very simple context, in the conversation, which leads to always a human intervention, right? Because earlier you might think 3 or 4 years ago, most of all the websites have chatbots. And if you ask a very dead simple question, it fails to respond like it, or it will gives you the same response like I'm trying to find the answer. This is the answer. So it always leads to the human intervention or escalate to a human, where they need to provide an appropriate response. And also, it is not properly intuitive, right? So it is just an old bot like an UI. With the advancements in the conversational AI, chatbots are now seeing introduction of generative AI and AI co-pilots today, right? Are delivering more intuitive and conversational interfaces. If you look at the bots today, they are very, very, very super intuitive and very conversational, right? If you ask the question, it will be human friendly, and it will also look up your data and it will give more personalized responses for you, right? And users can engage their co-pilots in their natural language from any application, whatever they want, and receive a safe, secure, and based on the full context of the user's prompt. So if you take a look at today's chatbots or agents or whatever it is grounded in your data, right? So whatever data you have, it is grounded on it, and it will give those responses based on your data. So it will give a personal touch to you, right? And most importantly, it is safe and secure. So your data is not going anywhere. It is built in such a way that your data is always safe and secure. And back then we have a lot of manual processes, right? If I want to update any data, you have to connect multiple systems, and then you have to pass the data from one system to another system, and every system has their own structure that they follow and has their own protocols, whatever it is, and all we have to do manually. But now with the help of the AI agents, everything is orchestrated in such a way that it will flow seamlessly from whatever system to whatever system is, right? So you don't need to do anything. You just need to connect the system or let the system or give the permission to that system so that it will take actions for you. And since everything is manual process, like I mentioned, everything is disconnected. Currently, we are in the agentic era where everything is interconnected seamlessly, right? So this is how AI is changing work today. Now, understanding agent force. So it's really important to understand agent force before we build something, right? So think about like if you're building something or if you're given any requirement or a task, you might think for a second, right? Okay, what feature in Salesforce that I need to use to build this thing, right? Similarly, you need to think about if you get any agentic use cases, right? First of all, you need to think about, is it a really agent force use case or it's a really agent worthy use case, right? You need to understand the difference between the automation versus agent force and the building blocks of agent force, right? Not all the use cases are agent force, right? If it is just a simple field update on the same record, you don't need to build the entire agent force and let an agent take care of you, right? So you can build a simple flow before trigger flow or any triggers or any automation, whatever you want. So just think about that, like whether it is an automation or it's an agent force worthy use case. And then you need to understand the difference between the agent force or a topic, right? So if you get any use case, and if the use case pushes you to build the agent or agent force agents, you need to think like, this agent is this agent or this use case is completely built using entire agent force, or it's just a topic inside the agent, right? You need to first differentiate that and start building that. And what is a good use case looks like for an agent, right? That is also really important, right? We may get n number of use cases on a day-to-day basis in our project, but what makes a good use case, that also we need to understand before we start building anything. Okay, like I mentioned, you need to think about, is this really an agent force use case? Because it is very, very, very important before we build something in terms of solution approach in any projects. First, can my use case can be solved using automation, right? You know what are the different types of automation exist in Salesforce. If you're not, no problem. You can take a look at the different types of, available documentations in the Salesforce official handles. So automations, I take a flow as an example. So if you think the results are very deterministic, you can always go for the automation, that is flows or trigger or whatever means it is. And if the use case is repetitive, so let's say you want to send a birthday emails to all the employees on their birthdays or anniversaries, or if they do any achievements. So those can be easily resolved using the automations, right? And if you predict those tasks that can be done easily, you can always go for the automations. And if you think, like that use case can be resolved using some predefined rules, like, okay, based on this condition, I need to do this. Very simple, right? A dead simple use case. So all those things you can always go for the automation. Plus, obviously, it's an automation, so it increases the efficiency and it handles the high volume and low complexity, right? Coming to the agent force use case, let's say you want to summarize, or you're a sales representative, and once you log in, for every account you have hundreds of cases, right, in a week, and you want to summarize and you want to give which case is really important and what you need to do on that particular case, right, in order to stay up to date. So in those use cases, agent force is the best fit and the best solution for it. And like if you're handling any unstructured or structured data, so for example, your company maintains 700 or 800 pages of policy documentations, and and currently the manual processes like customer service reps will go through all those 800 pages or 700 pages to answer the questions from the customers. Then that use case is a perfect fit for the agent force run. So that can be automated. So what you can do is, it's an unstructured data, right? So you can feed into the data cloud via using ADL, Agent Force Data Library, and then you can break into the chunks, and then you can let the agents handle those questions for you. And also, if there are any complex use cases, or if you want any decision making things, like like I mentioned, the case summarization or any record summarization, or if you want to draft an email, because sometimes we make mistakes grammatically or something it is. So you can take help from the agent force, and then you can let the agent force draft an email for you, and you can have a second look and make adjustments to it, and then you can send it to your customers. So this is the basic difference, between the automation and the agent force, and which is the worthy one to pick up for any different use case, right, in the ecosystem. Okay, so fundamental building blocks of Agentforce. If you have attended the yesterday session, I have deep dive into the topics, instructions, and different types of actions available in Salesforce, and also we discussed the best practices, tips, tricks, etc. So if you couldn't make it yesterday, so I would highly recommend to watch those recordings. So you'll be able to understand, topics, what it can do, instructions, what are the best practices that I need to put in, and what are the actions that are currently available in Agentforce. Okay, to summarize, Agentforce is comprised of topics, instructions, and actions. So topics define the jobs to be done, right? Because let's say if you want to let your agents handle, I mean the agents, I mean AI agents, not the customer service reps or sales reps. Okay, so agents, I mean the AI agents in Salesforce. So topics define the jobs to be done. What that means is that let's say if you want your agents to handle any billing inquiries, topic name would be billing inquiries. If your agents wants to handle any order management, the topic name would be order management. If your agent want to handle any general FAQs, the frequently asked questions, the topic name would be a general FAQ. So like that, you need to put topic labels in such a way that it will be very distinctive and also easily understandable. Also, yesterday I stressed out a point saying we should not be writing a book on the classification, description, scope, or instructions. Be very precise and clear. Precise and clear means like don't put two words like like okay, order management, check for the orders. No, that is not a proper way of putting that. So you can take help from AI assistants inside the agent force to draft the instructions for you, so that it will be very clear to the agents, so that it can understand. Imagine agents like 7-year-old baby, right? If whatever you say to them, it will do that. Whatever you don't say to them, it won't do it. So imagine like that whenever you're building an agent, right? And then instructions. Instructions are really important for a topic to be picked up, right? So let's say if you put a topic as order management, you can put instructions like like if the customer asks for order manage or status of any orders, you can ask the customer to provide the email to proceed further. That is one of the instructions, right? And you can put like if the customer didn't provide the instructions, please always say instruction email is really important to look for any orders. So those all comes under the instructions. Now also it should be crystal clear and up to the point. And then we have the different types of actions, both standard and custom actions. And you can map the standard actions, whatever available in the agents inside, and you can map it to the topics. And if you feel that, like you need a custom action, you can build that on your own using, flows, effects, APIs, etc. So in that as well, so always choose for the out-of-box components. Okay, if something can be achieved using Pro, you can go for it. If something is complex, you feel like like you want to process some documentations or some things from different set of ecosystem, you can go for the Apex and you can connect that Apex based action to the topics. And then we have other types of actions as well, API based or MuleSoft API based. You can explore that as well. So all these things are really important in terms of agent force. So you might be thinking, like let's say I built a topic called as order management, and then I want to connect this topic that I have in different agent to another agent. Yes, of course, it's possible. You can reuse any topic in anywhere, like inside the agents. Same goes for instructions and the actions. So you can reuse anything anywhere in your agent force agents. Okay, so what is an agent, right? You might be thinking everywhere you're talking about agent, agent, agent. What does this agent really mean, right? So agent is nothing but a piece of software that uses a generative AI, that is LLMs, large language models, to make decisions what to do next and how to do it with or without human intervention, right? And agent decides what action to take, right? Because based on the prompts you give, it will decide what action to take because it's thinking, right? And all the things happening in Agent Force with the Atlas Reasoning Agent, which is a brain of Agent Force, which makes the agents to think what action to take. And it determines what needed to take those actions, right? So based on the prompt you provided, it determines, okay, oh, this is the question, what I should do now. Okay, I need to go ahead and send out an email. I need to go ahead and update these many records. I need to summarize this record because the user has asked this question, and based on that it will take an action. So once it determines, okay, this is an action based upon this prompt, it will go ahead and take action and execute that task. So to simply put, agents are your digital teammates that can take anything for you, like I mentioned, with or without human intervention. All right. So remember, I was discussing like you need to understand the difference between the agents and the topics, because Topics also a different set of, we have the topic labels, instructions, scope, classification, description, etc. And agents also, we have a specific set of, the roles, the descriptions, company, etc. So, to put it simple, agents are comprised of one or more topics, right? Agents contain one or more topics, but topics are completely different, right? So if you take agents, it focus on the particular jobs and roles. If you take the service agent, it particularly focus on the service related things in Agentforce, right? And if your customer is, like always reach out to your customer service reps, like what is this? I want to get the status of my order. I want to cancel my order. So it particularly focus on the service level things. So agent can fulfill that. And like I mentioned, it comprises of one or more series of topics, right? And the best practice, like I mentioned yesterday, it is recommended to have 10 topics for a better performance inside the agent, right? And it can separate access to different capabilities, right? So one topic can have, order management. Another topic can have billing management. Another topic can have billing or whatever invoice management. Another topic can have, general FAQ. And another topic can have escalation. So it can, clearly separate what, based on the requirement, what are the different types of topics that handle different set of requirements. And it executes by searching for relevant data, analyzing this data to formulate a plan. So as soon as a user provides a prompt, it will search for the topic. So it's not in a sequential way, one by one, the topic that you have. So based on the classification description you gave, those topics will be picked up. Whatever the agent finds first, it will be picked up, and it will articulate the plan for based on those topics, and it will execute those actions connected to the topic. And it always work towards interactions to get a job done. Okay, so because it is a customer facing agents or your internal employee facing agents, it always work towards interaction. So what that means is that, so let's say if the user says, I want to know the status of my order. And it will be very interactive. It will search for the details, and it will try to complete the tasks, and it will give the responses in a UI to the user so that it can understand. So let's say if something happens, also it will give the response in the UI saying, okay, something went wrong, please contact the administrator, or please contact the customer service rep, or customer service number, whatever it is, right? And moreover, it is easy to maintain, right? Imagine you have a topic, you have different set of topics, so you have to combine all those things under one hood. That one hood is the agent, and it's very scalable. You can keep up to date, and you can reuse these topics inside multiple agents, right? And like I mentioned, this particularly focus on a particular job and the role. So this is all about the agent. Coming to the topics, like I mentioned, it completely focus on the jobs to be done. If it is order management, it focus only on the order management topic. Because let's say, if you're building an agent for service agent, and order management is one of the topic inside, because customers can ask any questions, right? They can ask order management, they can ask case related inquiries, they can ask billing inquiries, they can ask a very general FAQs. So all these things can be categorized into different topics based on their capabilities. And it always comprises of a set of instructions and the actions connected to it, right? So if you take a billing inquiry, it has their own set of instructions because it's a billing, right? So you need to focus on if it is a billing, and if your company follows a specific set of instructions, like you always need to ask for email address, phone number to do the verification before you provide the details. So those will come under the instruction, and respective actions you can connect it to the respective topic. And it's a sum of the capabilities that can be added to the agents, right? So topics agent comprises of topics, so it's a summation of all those topics under the agent, right? So it has the order, billing, invoice, or analytics, or whatever it is. It's a sum of all those capabilities that can be added to the agent, right? And it executes the work based on the instructions that has been configured, and based on the classification descriptions that has been configured. And also, most importantly, it has a scope, which means it will never go out of the scope, right? So what that means is that, and if you define a topic, there is a scope entry over there. And if you provide it, like your job is to just provide the billing related or answer billing related queries. That's it. So it will never go out of that scope. And if you want, if you use any standard topics, you can create a new version of those standard topics, and you can edit the scope that reflects your business requirements, and it works towards always an expected outcome. Billing topic means always it's going to give billing related outcomes, right? And order management topic means it always going to give the order management related answers, right? So these are all the differences between the agents and the topic that you always have to keep it in mind when you need to go for the topics and when you need to go for the agents. Now, these are the some of the agent ideas that you can start working on it when you're learning Agentforce. So let's start with a simple one that answers the Q&A things based on the documents that you upload or based on some of the standard out-of-box topics and actions. And you can let the agents handle that for you, and or like you can build that for your internal use case as well. So these are the simple agents. And if you go to the next level, there are some event triggered agents that you can interact with the data cloud based on the interactions that I had, like you can trigger certain actions. And if you want to go with the advanced use cases, you can take any industry specific. Let's say if you're working for a healthcare where you want to, like match patients to doctors for a better care, you can also build an agent. And if you're working for telecommunication sector, you can reduce the wait time within 24 cross 7 support, right? And if the customers keep on asking questions, you can handle that workload or let the agents take the first pass for you, unless you can handle it if there are any escalations. So these are the things that you can keep it in mind, or you can take this as an inspiration when you start building any agent force use cases. Okay. Agents in Agentforce, specifically in Salesforce, has two taxonomies. One is the customer-facing agent, and one is the employee-facing agent. So the customer-facing agents, it will be either in the website or any third-party sites or whatever it is. So it has the customer-facing role, right, or public-facing role. The very classic example is this that Agentforce service agent. So that is the customer-facing agent, so that it will handle the customer questions and respond based on the customer's questions, right? For example, help me return my recent order, right? So this is one of the customer facing questions, right? Or what is the status of my recent order? So you might expect any sort of questions, and we don't have a predefined rules saying, or we educate the customers, you have to be very polite. So they can put any language, whatever they want or whatever they think, whether they are in the good mood or they're in a bad mood because they lost a product. So any sort of customer based questions that can be fed into the customer based agent. And we have employee agents, which helps the employees to do their job efficiently, right? So let's say if the person newly joined the company, and there are some onboarding checklists that he or she has to do. The prompt from them might be like, help me provision a new laptop because the person didn't receive the laptop. So this is a classic example for an employee agent, right? Or if you are a sales rep or a sales manager or a sales VP, you can say like, help me create a code for this account based on the last meeting, so that they can prepare before that and pitch in very well. Okay. And these kind of employee agents can be either deployed inside Salesforce or deployed inside the Slack or in the Lightning app, or if you have a dedicated portal for them. So there also you can deploy this. And remember, always the employee agents runs in the user context. So what that means is that, so if your current running user or the logged in user, if they don't have any permissions to any set of accesses, like whether in terms of permission sets or the object level or the field level, they will start seeing an error because that particular agents always runs in the context of the user. Whereas the customer facing agents always runs in the context of a dedicated user, that is the engine service agent user. So if you want to provide more access to it, you have to provide access to that particular user or to that particular profile. All right. So here we are, the topic of discussion today, the different types of agents available in Salesforce. So we are going to deep dive into different types of agents in the later slides, but to give you the context, around 7 different types of agents available as of today. And there are some other agents as well that are built on top of that. So that is a separate topic of discussion. For example, we have these Slack agents. That's a separate topic. We'll discuss it later. The first one is the Agentforce default, right? So it is an internal facing agent that helps the employees to get answers for their questions instantly, or to generate any contents like the email draft or the summary, or automate any task. So these are all the things that Agentforce default can do. Okay. And the next one is the sales coach. it works in the sales world, right? And if the sales reps wants to get any feedbacks on their sales pitch, they can make use of this sales coach. And then we have the SDR, also known as sales development rig, that engages with lead with personalized content and answer common questions at whatever they have and schedule meeting accordingly, to convert them into an opportunity. And then we have the service agent, also known as agent for service agent, that supports customers. It takes the common set of inquiries and escalates if there are any human intervention needed. And then we have the service assistant. So that also part of the agent force service agent family that helps the service reps resolve cases faster with case summaries and step-by-step resolution guidance. So if you open the case, the agent force will run for you in the name of service assistant, and it will give you the list of case summaries, what you have to do with this case, because sometimes cases are very difficult to understand if there are multiple threats going on. So it will give the case summary, and it will give the step-by-step first pass introduction or the guidance to you so that you can take the appropriate actions. And then we have the agent force for setup or agent for setup that helps the admins to do a different set of administrative tedious tasks. Like let's say, uh, if you want to compare the permission set between Logesh and John, right? This is one of the common asks, right? Why he is not having this permission, why John is having the permission. So those set of things you can perform it with the help of the agent for setup. And then we have the new one that is called as the employee agent. So it assists the employees by providing a different set of use cases. Like let's say, if you work in the sales world, you can have the sales agent as an employee agent. And if you work in the analysis world or analytics world, you can have the analytics agent. If you want to handle any analytics related questions or streamlining any workflows. Now, you might be thinking, we have the employee agent, we have the agent force default agent. Both of them looks very similar, does the same thing, and also solves a similar set of requirements, right? So yes, we are going to take a look at what is the actual difference between them and which one you need to pick moving forward. So this is all about the different types of agents that are currently available as of today in the Salesforce ecosystem. For more information, you can always feel free to refer the official help.salesforce.com documentations. Okay, Agentforce default, right? So as the name itself says, it's an Agentforce default. It's an internal facing agent that helps your employees accomplish key business tasks inside Salesforce. Whether it might be the sales or service, marketing, commerce, whatever it is, it will, take up the questions and also answer the questions appropriately based on the context that it has received and based on the actions that has been configured behind the scenes. Now, like I mentioned, we have the Agentforce default and the Agentforce employee agent. So a message from Salesforce is starting June 17, 2025, Agentforce default will not be included with any new feature or improvements. It's an end of sale. So what that means is existing agents or Agentforce defaults will continue to function, but this agent tag will no longer be available in new Salesforce environments. So if you're a net new customer, this Agentforce defaults will not be available for you. So Salesforce recommends migrating to Agentforce employee agents, which is new, for continued enhancements and support. Okay. So we are going to take a look at what is Agentforce employee agents and how you can migrate from Agentforce default to Agentforce employee agent. What are the things that you need to keep it in mind? So this is all about the Agentforce defaults. And if you're using any developer Agentforce developer edition org, I think you can still continue to use it, but always prefer using Agentforce employee agent because that is more flexible and it has a lot of functionalities when compared to this. Okay, first, the agent force for service. This agent, you might be very familiar, very popular customer-facing agents that supports your customers with common inquiries and escalates the complex issues, right? And moreover, it works autonomously to engage with different set of customers, like I mentioned, like the customers might be from anywhere, like any part of the world, any part of the time zone, or any part of the different set of businesses. So, and also it completes the customer support facing support tasks as well. So let's say if your customer asks any questions regarding, like I want to get the invoice for the recent order that I made. There are some problems with that, and let the agents handle that for you or for your customers, and then it can close the task, right? And it responds across different set of channels. It might be WhatsApp, it might be SMS, it might be Apple Messages, it might be Facebook, or it might be a simple chat. So whatever it is, it will adapt to it. And it will be always available 24 cross 7. And it will provide everything in the user's language, that mean conversation language, whether it might be the customers might come from the a specific language like English, Spanish, French, Japanese, Chinese, whatever it is, it will handle the task seamlessly. And most importantly, it is grounded in the specific tone. So if you're a healthcare client, you always need to maintain that formality, right? All your responses should be formal so that it won't disturb the customer's mindset, right? And you should always be empathetic so that the customers won't get hurt based on the responses it is going to give. So you can always set the tone right inside your agent for service. And like I mentioned, it is grounded on your data. So it won't just randomly go ahead and give the answers. Every responses that comes from the data that is already available right inside your Salesforce org. So let's say if you take the healthcare world, and if the customer asks, can you please give me the last five results that I've done as a part of this hospital, so and so. So it will summarize it. Okay, these are the five tests that has been performed for you, and you can expect the results in so and so date. So that is very empathetic, right? And it is grounded on the data. It is not giving any random data, right? And it is built on the instinct trust layer. So I know what you might be thinking, because if you're handling any healthcare or a financial sector or maybe any sector clients, the data should be secure, right? And Salesforce maintains that. Trust is the number one priority here at Salesforce, and we respect that, right? So if any data that moves out of Salesforce, it will be demasked, whether it may be PHI or PII, whatever compliance data it is masked once it leaves the instant trust boundary, and once it enters back with the responses, it will be demasked by mapping that to the the information that are available, and the response will be provided to the customers, right? And this agent can be set up within a minute, right? If you noticed yesterday demo, all you have to provide is just a simple information, what your company does, what is the role of this agent, the description and everything. It will be created within minutes, and you can just build whatever the complex domain on top of it and make this agent force per service work, right? You can connect the flows or epics or API, any set of custom actions that you want to perform to this service agent. So the most important thing, since this is a customer facing agents, it's not always 100%, right? I know it handles a lot of repeated queries from different set of customers, but sometimes it need to handle some angry customers. Let's say if you lose any package, right? Of course you will not in a good state, right? You might be thinking, when should I get my package, or please refund. So those set of things can be escalated to the human agent, so that they can handle the tasks for you instead of the agents. So those human escalations also you can configure it inside your agent force for service, right? And coming to the limitations, since this is a conversational, or like you put all those inquiries as a conversation, like you mentioned, again, don't try to write a book, like say putting more than 1,000 characters or 2,000 characters, copy pasting somewhere. And if you try to do it, and the internal agents or the agent for service agent has a mechanism in such a way, it will try to give responses, or it sometimes it might not give the responses because the character limit is very high, right? So you might need to break those conversations into chunks, handling, okay, can you please give me the status of this order? So that's a very simple inquiry or an utterance that the customer can ask for. So don't try to, if you're a customer and if you're testing any agent, so don't try to put a lot of characters in it. For example, if you take Facebook, that will allow up to only 2,000 characters. And if you deploy any agents in Facebook channel, it can have up to 2,000 characters. And if you try go beyond that, the agent will stop working, or it might give, a cut short answers. Okay. Now, if you open any agent for Spice, if you just open the chat, okay, and the agent will be there 24 hours, just for 24 hours. And if it crosses beyond those 24 hours, automatically the conversation will be closed, and it will open a new conversation, and it will explicitly end the conversation. So that is a thing that you need to keep in mind. The chat will not be always open for any time. right? And like I mentioned, Agentforce for Service comes up with a lot of out-of-box topics, actions, and the respective flows, apex, or whatever it means. As it. So it is highly recommended to use all those out-of-topics actions, topics, and that you can achieve all those common use cases. And if you want beyond that, you can build your own custom actions. Okay. Um, Now you might be thinking, you deployed agent force plus service agent in any channel, whatever it means, is either like in the chat, in the Experience Cloud site, or whatever means is that, and it is deployed and it is running, right? Now somehow you want to do some changes to the agent and you deactivated it, right? And if you do that, what happens in the thing is that you will not see any error in the chat. Instead, what you will see is that you will get a notification saying agent doesn't join the conversation. But still, you can open the chat, but you will start seeing, agent doesn't join the conversation. And if you want to completely remove that, when you're working on something, remove the chat out of the site, and then you can start working on it. And once it is done, you activate the agent and then start adding the chats. Or else, like the customers will see like a blank chat with saying like agent doesn't join the conversation. Okay. And if your agent force for service requires any data cloud functionalities, you need to provide the appropriate access, and you need to have this data cloud provisioned in your org so that it can make use of any ADL functionalities or any data cloud functionalities to respond to your customers' questions efficiently. Now, this is a thing that this is the most common thing that when we are in a different set of mode, frustration mode, we will do sending messages continuously before the agent response, right? Hi, hello, I want to get, different set of broken messages continuously, without letting the agent respond for you. And if you do that, the agent will go sequentially one by one message. So first message it will pick and it will give the response. And the second message it will expect you to provide again because it will not collectively go out and look at all the messages it will give. If you want to do that, you need to put that as a single message, right? And if you don't want this kind of actions take place in the chat, especially in the Experience Cloud site, there is a setting that you can enable it in the Experience Cloud site in the header so that the customers cannot be able to put continuous broken messages so that the agent will face difficulties in responding to those questions. So you can refer those official documentations that is available in help.salesforce.com for enabling that setting in the Experience Cloud site. So this is on the whole regarding the agent force for service. Moving on, let's understand how the agent force for service works, right? So it is really important to understand what happens behind the scenes as an admin, as a developer, as a consultant, as an architect, whoever you are. It's really important to understand right from the conversation to the outcome, what happens behind the scenes as soon as the user puts the message, right? So how does agent force for service work? So let me walk you through that. So it all starts with a conversation from the customer and the agent force, right? And if the customer asks, can you please help me return my last purchase? So that is one of the very simple customer ask. And, like once, as soon as the question has been asked in the agent, it sends a customer support request to large language models to identify the right topic, right? Because we have the customer support topic, we have the order management topic, we have the billing topic, a set of topics we have. So it has to go through all those to understand which topic is the relevant topic to address this utterances. And once it is done, agent for service agent in this case follows the topic instructions to generate a plan of action, and one of the actions is generating a written label, right? So let's say you have defined a set of instructions, a classification, description, a scope, or a role, or whatever it is. So it will go ahead and search based on the utterances, and it will choose which action to be picked up. So let's say in this case, a customer wants to return my last purchase, right? So it needs to generate the return label for that because it needs to return the purchase, right? So those and all will be taken care by the planning thing inside happens inside Agentforce. Next, Agentforce executes that. How it executes? With the help of the flows, prompts, Apex, or APIs. And underneath that, it definitely going to query the respective records inside your Salesforce, and all those things are grounded in your data, whatever that exists in the CRM, whether it might be the data cloud or unified knowledge, or based on the user input, whatever they are going to provide. So this allows Agentforce Service Agent to generate more precise, more grounded data based on that answer, so that it won't give some random answers. So it is based on your data that is currently available in your Salesforce org. And if you look at the responses, it says, I sure can, right? It looks like your last purchase. And also you see, it has also included what purchase has been done, so that the customer feel, oh, okay, this is a purchase that I have done, is within the return window. I can send you the return label with shipping details. Would you like to move forward with your return? So you see how empathetic this message is, right? That is grounded on the Salesforce data, plus it maintains the tone, plus it maintains the language, but plus also it is very simple plain language. It's not like a technical jargon coming up with 1,000 character of words, right? It is very simple so that anybody can understand. So this is how the entire agent force for service works end to end, from conversation to the outcome. And remember, like I mentioned, it is built on the instant trust layer. So whatever it is very sensitive information, it will be protected. Next, the service assistance. So this is one of the interesting, agent that runs inside Salesforce. This is an internal facing agent. So in this agentic era, or especially in the world of customer service, we need to have the right set of tools to decrease case load time, case handling time, or whatever it is, and we need to increase the customer satisfaction, right? Imagine you're a service rep and you're handling a case that has a lot of more than 10 conversations, back and forth conversations going on, like what set of things I need to do. You have a disconnect of systems, like you need to go through all those documentations. I don't know what to send to the customer. I need to go ahead and search here and here. I need to go ahead and search inside the documentations to provide a respective answer. I don't know what to do, because if you're a newbie, you need to go through all those onboarding things before you get equipped with this kind of activities, right? So that's where the service assistance comes into the scene. So this is a member of Agentforce for Service family. It is an assistive agent in the form of lightning component. So this is not an agent. This works in the form of lightning component. It sits right on the case record page, because it's a service assistant, so it comes in the world of service, right? So case is an important object in the service world. So it sits right in the case record page. That helps the service reps to do their jobs better, right? Just one click of a button, it will generate a summary for you, and it will start answering all your questions, and it will create, okay, what are the things that you need to send your customers, what are the things that you need to do before you do this job. Plus, since let's say if you're a service rep, you handle 10 or 15 cases on a day-to-day basis, or a weekly basis. You feel like like, oh, okay, going through each case and going through what is going on, either it may be the fee details or the any specific information and everything. Instead, you can use this service assistant to generate the instant summaries, so that you can focus more on the productivity side, and you can increase or improve your customer satisfaction, right? Plus, it always ensures that state the company's compliance. So whatever data that runs inside the service assessment, it always follow your company's branding, and always grounded on your data, so it won't give any random jargons. Okay. um, and just to be crystal clear, service assistant is not a fully autonomous or a conversation assistant. Instead, it is a super helpful assistant that is built for your service reps. And it is built like a lightning component that you can embed that in the case record page, right? Like I mentioned, it comes with a form of lightning web component. Lightning component, I mean LWC, and it uses generative AI to generate all those case summaries to provide the appropriate responses. So this is all about the service assistants. Now, moving on to the sales, because we have also a sales world, right? So we have different types of agents available for sales as well. Agent force for sales that fuel limitless sales teams with the digital workforce. We have two types of agents as of today. Sales development rep, that is commonly known as Agent Force SDR, and we have the sales coaching agent as well. For the sales development rep, this agent is always fits with your sales rep and their teammates. It nurtures your leads, 24/7 that qualifies and prioritizing them, which needs to be, or which lead needs to be contacted first. What are the things that you need to keep it in mind before reaching out to that lead? And also it focuses on the, how to convert that leads to high value opportunities with a maximum deal within a short period of time. So you don't need to spend a lot of time like what's going on between different stages in between the opportunities, and so that none of the opportunities left behind. So if the sales manager reviews that, oh okay, this is the opportunities that we have closed this month within this period of time with very short interval, right? So everything is possible with the help of the sales development, right? And the other side, we have the sales coaching, right? So let's say if you're a sales rep and if you want to give a pitch to your one of your customers, all right, you might be thinking, you might prepare, or okay, these are the points that I need to address when I'm pitching this thing to the customer, right? So you can make use of this agent for sales coach, where it can provide digital assistance, where you can record whatever you're going to speak to the customer, and it will instantly give the feedback for you, so that you can correct it better. Better the things that you need to correct, and what tone you need to set, what are the things that you are missing. Everything is grounded on the respective opportunity, right? Because it won't give randomly, okay, because how does it know like which opportunity you're addressing, right? So it always sits with the opportunity. Okay, this is opportunity, this is stage that currently in, so I need to address the things in such a way so that it will go to the respective stages and it can be easily closed. So that all can be done with the help of the agent force sales coach. Now, let's deep dive into the sales development, right? Imagine, like you have a sales development rep that supports multiple sales teams, right? Across every set of leads, whatever leads it is. Like, it might came from campaign or what set of marketing activities, right? So, with the help of the sales development rep, you can work with the inbound leads 24 cross 7. So none of the leads will be missed out, right? So and also if you take a typical way, like you need to go through each lead, each campaign. Okay, you need to prepare a list, what should be done, what should not be done. Okay, how can I convert this lead to an opportunity, or how can what are the things that I can make sure to this lead can be converted. You can work with this SDR agent that works seamlessly for you, so it will ease up some set of process for you. Instead of you thinking, okay, what are things, instead you can focus on some other things, so let the agents handle that for you. And plus it works 24/7, so because it's an agent, it's not a human, right? So it won't become it won't become tired. It works continuously for you to nurture the leads, right? And it always gives a personal touch, right? Imagine, I mean, think about it, this has been grounded in your data, right? So it won't give any set of random things, so that you might be thinking, oh, this is random, I need to again go ahead and update it. No, there is no such case. Everything is grounded on your data. Okay, so if you're nurturing any lead, everything is grounded on that particular lead, and then it will keep the responses based on the data that they have on the particular lead, right? So that all the messages are perfectly set. And if you want to alter it, you can feel free to alter it, and you can send it to the respective things or the reps that you want, right? And with the sales development rep, let's say if you're a sales manager and you want to understand what is really going on while nurturing the leads, because you need to monitor, right? So let's say you got 200 leads from a recent marketing campaign, and as a sales manager you want to understand, okay, what set of leads can be moved to the next level, or what are things that is stopping these leads to become nurtured, right? So all those things you can instantly get the results from the agent for service development rep. You can ask for, okay, can you please summarize me what are the leads that didn't went to the next level, right? You can get, okay, these are the 10 leads that has been created as a part of this campaign, and these are things that you need to do to nurture these leads, and who owns this leads. Because I know you can create a report, but the report is just a visualizing tool. Like you can say, okay, who owns this? That's all the information that you get. But with the help of the SDR, you can go beyond that. Okay, what are the things that it also provides the suggestions? Okay, this particular lead, it's in this stage. What are things I need to do? Okay, you need to reach out to the customer because the customer asks more details, right? Okay, more detail means what are the things I need to go ahead and check? Do I have any similar customers based on this requirements? So what are the things that you need to do so that you can align with the respective lead and you can convert that to an opportunity, right? So these are the things that you can do as a part of the sales development. Now we have the sales coaching, a dedicated rep, virtual assistant rep or a digital rep or a digital teammate that sits along with you to coach you, to train you, to correct you, and you can that will make you a picture perfect pitch, right? Right from practice pitching, handling objections, because if you're because you need to handle a different set of customers, right? You should not be thinking, okay, all the customers are in a same mindset. I need to go ahead and pitch in the same tone, because if you're working for a financial institution, customers, you need to be very, very, very careful in terms of security. What are the things that you are really pitching? Because if the security is compromised over there, they won't even take a look at what are the things that you offer, right? So all these things you need to keep it in mind. So once you record that and you feed it to the sales coach rep, it will automatically give you the feedback. Okay, and it will give you the constructive feedback. What are the areas that you need to improve? So for example, this is opportunity that related to financial customer. Okay, this is in this stage, and you need to put all these points. Okay, you need to maintain your tone, you need to lower your voice, you need to increase your tone, you need to be more formal, you need to be more friendly. Don't use this kind of words, don't use this words, this is grammatically correct, this is absolutely good, right? So all those things you can get right inside the agent for sales coach. So you can practice multiple times. It's not just one time, right? You can practice multiple times so that you feel very confident while pitching to the customer, right? So that you won't miss any information, because an opportunity can have multiple informations, right? Based on the leads that has been converted. Okay, they have 10 different set of businesses, so it is very difficult to go through, okay, what business they have. Once you record the video and feed it to the AI, it will give you, okay, these are the areas that you need to focus, because this is having high visibility. So all those things that you can do with just a simple, easy click, just one click, you record it and you will get the feedback. It is that simple, right? And we are going to see this demo today, and you will see a lot like how this agent, specifically sales coach agent, performs. Now, coming to the interesting agent, that is agent for setup. And before that, I have a quick question from the audience point of view. I know everybody uses the setup over here, right? And like, do you guys think, like, what are the areas, what are the things that needs to be improved in the setup? You can share your thoughts in the comments. What are the things that you feel very difficult while doing certain set of activities in the task? You can use the chat to share your thoughts. What are the things that you really feel, it's really annoying for me whenever I go to setup? Setting up permissions or getting over about. I hear you, man. Arjun, I also face this thing a lot. Any other things that you face? Guys, come on. I know it's Sunday. Setup itself is very slow. It should be fast. Well, that's a thing to the product team. And of course, if you have noticed a lot of events, Dreamforce, TDX, the product team is addressing this, and they have the prolonged approach to make the setup things easier, so that you don't need to go, different set of things to understand what is going on. Comparing permissions, yes, it is also one of the tedious tasks. Navigation, don't remember things often. That is a true statement, Sunil, because if you want to set up a data cloud, there are different set of things that you need to go through, right? Where it is, what setup I need to enable. Finding who all is assigned to a specific set of permission. Okay, yeah, that is also an important thing that we need to keep it in mind. I can see a comment from Aman. Can we take a break for 5 minutes? Yes, I also need it, and my throat also needs that. So we can take a break.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll just we have already continued for 1 hour, so let's take a 5 minute, and then we'll continue back. Okay.
Sure,
In the
sounds
meantime,
good.
please putting up all your questions in the chat. Just a heads up, everyone. Today, questions will not be answered in between because we see that session gets extended. So we will take up all your questions at the end of the sessions after we have completed the session. Thank you so much, and please be patient till the last minute. Cool. So I'll turn on the timer, and we'll quickly have a break of 5 minutes. Let me know once my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Great.
Yes.
So let's have a break on it.
All right. Hi, everyone.
Hello. I hope everyone is back from the break.
Yep,
Let's get started now.
yep.
Over to you, Logesh.
So, thank you so much. So before that, we'll address some of the questions. I see that those are all very interesting. Let's
We
continue from
can we
Shraddha.
can we can take
Mm-hmm.
it at the last, Logesh.
Okay, that's also fine.
Yeah,
Let me
sorry for
share my.
that, but yeah,
No, no,
we'll
no
take it at the
worries.
last. Yeah.
Can you guys see my screen?
It's loading.
Yes,
Yes, now we
yes.
can see.
Okay, cool. Hello, everyone. Welcome back from the break. Okay, so we are discussing the agent for setup. I hear all your feedbacks, and I also face that when I was doing some lot of activities in the setup. Your points are taken. Like I mentioned, if you have noticed in Dreamforce or TDX or any sort of events that Salesforce conducts, this is kind of a repetitive questions that product managers get, and they are really working on it. And if you have any specific use case, other than something general with related to setup, you can always put your question in the Trailhead community so that product managers like Cheryl will answer that and that will be taken into consideration. Okay. And I have one another question. So we have a lot of things in the setup, right? How many pages that you guys think that setup has? Just a quiz. Just guess it. How many pages? How many like the number of pages that are currently available in the setup? 50, 100, 200, 500. I can see Sunil is saying 45. I should say that is small. Srujan is saying 100 plus. Shraddha is saying 100. Sumit is saying 65. Think high, guys. Like, go beyond 500. If on 45, Gagan is saying 900. Arjun, 6,500 plus. I guess it's a random number, but yeah. Okay. Setup is having more than 1,200 plus pages. Just imagine we have more than 1,200 plus pages right inside the setup, right? So this agent for setup is going to resolve all those questions, whatever we have it in different set of pages, right? Let's say if you want to enable Commerce Cloud, if you want to enable Data Cloud, or if you want to do anything related to sales, service, marketing, whatever it is spread across multiple pages. So it is very tedious for us, right, to go through, okay, what I need to do first, enable this, the other setting is in different page, right? The other setting to this is in different page. I need to go and enable the permissions. I need to assign this permission set to this. All these things can be resolved with the help of the agent for setup. So it got released from the TDX 25 San Francisco. It is completely new. So it has a basic set of topics that we can make use of, to set the permissions, to compare the permissions, to understand the, connected apps, to summarize the connected apps, to compare the permissions between different setup uses, or if you want to get any information regarding how to set up the data flow. So all those basic things you can get as a part of the setup. And please note that this is growing, right? So if you feel any perfect use case for this setup, you can always feel free to put that feedback inside, Reddit community so the product managers can address that. Okay, but for now, Agentforce for setup is a conversation assistant that increases the productivity of the Salesforce admins. Not just admins. If you're a consultant, a developer, we are interacting with a setup on a day-to-day basis, right? On every task, right? So we definitely need to code and configure something in the setup. So it eases up the process for you in all those 1,200 plus setup pages. Okay, whether it might be finding right page to configure something that someone has asked, the user experience and the navigation is bit consistent. Like this is one of the challenge that a lot of us face in the setup. UI is not consistent. You might be seeing lightning UI, you might be seeing that old classic UI. Yes, the point taken. The product team is working on that, and it is very hard to manage permissions, like someone mentioned, Shraddha or someone mentioned, right? Because we have tons of permission sets. Because If you notice, Salesforce is slowly moving towards all the field level object level permissions from profile to the permission sets. So that increase the the complexity of the permission sets. So it is very difficult to maintain who owns which permissions or who owns that permission set. What are the users who are part of this permission set? And most importantly, documentation, right? Some documentation you find it right inside the org. Some documentation you find outside the Salesforce org. You click the help link to go outside of the Salesforce org, and you can get the results out of there. That is also not so user friendly, right? And too many clicks, way too many clicks, just for just for one data cloud setup, or just for any commerce cloud setup. You need to do multiple click, multiple clicks. You need to do. Imagine you have an agent already sitting behind you, and you just instruct the agent, enable data cloud. That's it. It will go and enable everything for you. Whatever it is, it will configure everything for you. So these are the specialities of the this setup, and it will understand the context and it will work accordingly to your org. So let's say if your org doesn't have any provisions of data cloud or a marketing cloud, obviously it will give a error message saying like this org has no provision of data cloud or a marketing cloud, so that you can understand, oh, I don't have the data cloud, so I need to go ahead and purchase that. So all these things you can have it right inside the setup. Now, I know we discussed a different set of tasks. You might be thinking, can I have one setup for one documentation? Can I have one setup to address the permission related queries? Can I have one setup to find everything for me? Yeah, that is good, and I hope that should come. But as of today, we can configure only one Agentforce for setup, because setup is one world, right? It works in one world. So you can configure only one setup, Agentforce for setup, so that it can address all these questions seamlessly for you. Okay, so this is all about the Agentforce for setup. Moving on, we have the new Agentforce employee agent, right? So this is the successor of the Agentforce default, which is formerly known as Einstein Copilot. You might have interacted with them or used them, or might have seen somewhere in any of the presentations or the demos. So what that Agentforce default does is it works internally to address the questions from the internal employees, right? Now we have the Agentforce employee agent. Like I mentioned, like this is the successor of the Agentforce default. Agentforce default became the end of sale as of sometime in June, and we would be migrating everything to this Agentforce employee agent. You might be thinking, why this change, right? Because Agentforce default was working perfectly fine, right? Why do we need this, right? Imagine if you're an internal employee, not just sales. We have multiple departments, right? We have sales, service, marketing, communications, IT, or analytics. All set of different teams are there. Okay, and you need agent to work according to that department to provide more precise answers rather than a generic question. And then you don't need to bombard a single agent with all set of topics. More than 10 topics, more than 10 actions. It might be too hectic, right? And if you do that, agents will slowly start to hallucinate. In order to avoid all those confusions, Salesforce came up with Agentforce for Service, so that you can create agents specifically for those business things, so that you can, like it work in such a way. And you might be thinking, Logesh is an internal employee, and he works across sales and service and marketing. Just a hypothetical scenario, right? You can take help from all three agents. Okay, so you can leverage the sales agent, or you can leverage the service agent, you can leverage the marketing agent to get respective answers from each agent, so that none of the things, you don't need to think, search for, okay, I'm a sales agent, I need access for service agent. No, no, you don't need to think for that. Everything's right built inside one single UI. Okay, and like I mentioned, a specific set of employees, or if you work in multiple departments, no problem. This can handle multiple departments as well, rather than agent force agent handle only one thing. Okay, and most importantly, this AEA, also known as Agentforce Employee Agent, uses generative AI behind the scenes to execute those prompts, or if it wants to ingest or take any help from the data cloud based on the structured or unstructured data, it can process all those queries and it can provide seamless responses, right? And if you are using um, um, if you're using like any Agentforce default, it's high time to migrate to the Agentforce employee agent. right? So let's say if you have set and set of specific topics that you configured for the Agentforce default, think of it like how you can break that topic. Okay, if it is a billing comes under which category? Service category. Okay, some sales related stuffs, it comes in what category? Is a sales. Some analytics category, okay, it comes in analytics category, so that you can segregate all those topics and place it in the respective employee agents to provide a seamless responses. And like if you have any questions, I know it's a new agent, and it is currently available in the Agentforce Developer Edition org, and we are going to see the demo of it today. So if you have any questions or any suggestions or feedback, you can always feel free to reach out to your account executives or support or submit a support ticket with Salesforce to understand more better, like what are the license that has been needed, what are the things that you can enable to make use of this agent. Okay, and most importantly, this employee agent uses data cloud credits. Yesterday we have seen the data cloud credit side. Data cloud credits are nothing but the digital currencies that will be charged based on the services that you use as a part of the data cloud. And if you feel like you want to do any comparison, again, please reach out to your Salesforce account executive to know more about it. Okay, now you might thinking, what is the difference? What is the difference? Now we understood, okay, we need to migrate. I want to go with my Agentforce default. What difference it makes when I need to switch it to, like Agentforce employee agent? The first thing is that Agentforce employee agents are supported with multiple channels, including Lightning Experience, Slack, and the mobile app. Whereas, this Agentforce default only sits with a specific set of channels. Like I think it sits in mobile app and just Lightning Experience, not Slack friendly. And if you want to, deploy multiple employee agents, like you mentioned, you need to define the proper topics, descriptions, classification, things, everything clearly so that it will reflect that particular set of the employee agent so that it will provide more accurate results, right? And let's say we have for three departments: sales, service, marketing. Okay, and sales wants one, and service wants two, and marketing wants one employee agent, right? So how you can configure it, right? So that setting is not available in the agent builder or agent creator or agent details. So you can leverage the permission sets or the profile of the user whomever want to utilize this employee agent. If you go to profile or the permission set, there is a place where you can configure, okay, this particular user or this particular profile or a permission set can leverage these two employee agents. So all those things we are going to see in a moment, so that you can provide the respective agents for the respective employees, right? And most importantly, you can deploy these agents in Slack also. So Slack works very well with this employee agent. So inside the Slack, if somebody asks any questions related to sales, onboarding, service, marketing, all those questions will be addressed seamlessly. Okay, and both employee agent and the Agentforce default supports multiple languages, so there is no difference over there. So both, it supports multiple languages, and like it almost has the same set of standard topics, out of box topics, and if you build on top of it, you can create your own custom topic. So this is all about the employee agent. Now moving on the agent exchange. Right. Now that we understood the different types of agents, how you can build it based on yesterday's session, and what are the things that you need to keep it in mind, the limitation, tips, tricks, best practices, and everything. Now you're if you're very familiar with this thing, these different types of agents, you might be thinking, I built a cool agent, right? I want to utilize this or sell this agent so that other customers can use it and get benefit out of it. So look no further. Introducing Agent Exchange, a trusted Agentforce marketplace built right into Salesforce ecosystem. Okay, so it is a place where you can sell or you can install any pre-built apps from the Agent Exchange, and you can incorporate that into your business so that it will save a lot of time and money and so on and so forth, right? And if you have any questions regarding this, you can feel free to reach out to me. I have around two second generation managed packages that I have built, so I can help you with the package creations as well. So this is all about the agent exchange. And if you want to know more about the pricing strategy, what I need to do, does my org is enabled or not? So all those things, if you're a partner, if your company is a partner company with Salesforce, you have a partner community portal access. So you can go there and start searching for the FAQs. The FAQs has a lot of information over there. And if you have any questions beyond that, you can raise the questions and someone from Salesforce will address it for you. All right. So as you all know, Salesforce released Agentforce Developer Edition app, which is absolutely and completely free for you. So that if you want to build anything or test anything related to Agentforce, not just Agentforce, but also Data Cloud, right? You can sign up for this and you can start practicing, start learning. If you go with the trial head, I think ours that those will be expired within 48 hours, or I'm not sure about that. It's subject to correction. But if you take this developer edition, it will be available for 45 days. 45 days, I mean, like it will be available for you anytime, but you need to sign up or log in at least once in 45 days to keep this ads active. Okay, so this is all the things that you need to keep in mind when you're working with Agentforce Developer Edition. Now we came to the interesting part, that is demo. So in the interest of time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to demo three agents: the setup agent, the Agentforce employee agent, and Agentforce sales coach. Okay. So you might have seen demo of this a lot of places, but we are going to deep dive into that, how it can be built, or what are the things that you need to keep it in mind when you start creating that. Okay. Let me stop sharing. Give me a second. Set slideshow. Okay, let me start sharing my screen, my off screen. Which one it is? Yes, this one. Can you guys see my Salesforce off screen? Cool, great. So I'm in one of the developer edition org. So this R, we are going to see how you can build the employee agent and the agent force for set. Right, and for that it is very simple. All you have to go to is like under the Agentforce studio. I hope you based on the yesterday's session you might have got some idea what are the settings that you need to enable in order to make use of any specific agents, right? So I have done that already in the interest of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a Agentforce agent, right? Let me click new agent. So you'll be taken to the agent created page where you will notice a different set of agents available as of today. Um, Agent for setup, employee agent, or agent for service agent. I know there are Slack agents are also available. That is a whole different topic. If we get some time later, we will discuss that in future. So let's focus on the main agents that are available. Agentforce for service, we discussed yesterday how it is going to address all your customer questions, so that you can embed it in the experience cloud site or any third party sites. And today we are going to focus on the Agentforce setup and the employees. You might be thinking it is disabled, right? The reason being is that I already have one agent for setup created. Remember, I mentioned you can have only one agent for setup or agent for setup as of today in the orgs. You can't be able to get multiple things. Okay, and we have the employee agent as well. So the process is really simple. All you need to do is just click this and you'll be taken to the page, because since this is an employee agent, so by default a set of topics that comes out of box will be automatically configured. How it is configured, because you see this status of the button says added, and if you don't want it, you just click on this will become unadded, and if you want it, just click on this added. And if you just click see included actions hyperlink, you will see what are the different types of out of box actions that has been configured as a part of the standard topic. And since this is FAQ, obviously it has answered questions with knowledge, and all you have to do is just click next. You will have this screen where you can configure the name, the description, the roles, the company, so on and so forth, right? Because one thing to note here is you might be seeing in the service agent, there is a dedicated entry for user configuration, right? So that is for the service agent, and the service agent runs entirely on the dedicated user, right? But this is an internal facing agent. So this internal facing agents runs on your user access levels, right? Whenever you log in, whatever access you have, and this entire agent runs on top of that, right? So that is why you don't see an entry to create a new agent. And if you want to record all your event logs, you can click this checkbox or check this checkbox. That's it. It's really simple and straightforward to configure the agents. Now what I've done is I have already configured a couple of employee agents just for demo purpose. One is the analytics agent, right? And this topic came as out of box, and it has the standard action that we have seen earlier, like answer questions with knowledge. Let me- uh, Let me refresh this. It has been idle for some time. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, this is one of the standard topic that I configured for demo purpose under the analytics agent. I built another agent called deal support agent where I configured a lot of auto bots topics like manage deals because this is a deal support agent, right? And order inquiries and reservation management, everything I configured. And all the things that if you have attended yesterday's session, how you can configure the things under data, the connections, the context, the language, everything was addressed in yesterday's session. So if you didn't attend the yesterday session, you can go ahead and watch that. And I tested it. So and also I activated it. Okay. Now if I go here, so the expectation is as soon as you enable the employee agents or you create the employee agents, you will get this screen, this particular icon, right? This agent astro icon. And if you click on it, let me just close this out, give it some time to load. I think the entire page is loading. Let me refresh this. Let me duplicate this. Close this out. I mean, you can able to hear me, right?
Yes,
Hello?
you can. Yes, you can.
Okay, great. There is a network glitch. Man, what happened? Okay, in the meantime, it runs. Let me explain the other agents that I already opened. Okay, so this is the setup agent that I already configured for agent for setup. And if you look at this, there is a heads up message from Salesforce. Like I mentioned, Salesforce improving the experience for the agent for setup so that it has a lot of pre-default topics. And if you have any suggestions, you can always reach out to Salesforce. Currently, I'm clicking this OK. So these are the different set of topics that came out of box and that have been automatically added to this agent for setup, right? So let's look at one by one. Agent for setup fallback topic. We'll come to this last because first need to go through all this. The second thing is that the connected app migration. Connected app is one of the area, it requires a lot of attention when you're working on that. And if you want to migrate the connected app to the external apps, so you can make use of this agent for setup and you can seamlessly connect it right inside the setup without spending a lot of time on it. And connected app summary, there are some connected apps that you want to understand what this connected app is doing, what are the tokens that it has, what are the things that you need to keep it in mind before migration. So all those things you can get from this topic. Then external client app management. Remember, I mentioned if you want to migrate any connected app to external client app, you can make use of this topic to convert or migrate to this external client app. Then object management. This is one of the interesting area. Like let's say if you want to compare the permissions between different set of users for a specific set of user. Let's say does Logish has access to opportunities? Immediately it will go ahead and search under the particular object and what are the permissions that are required. It will give the response based on that. And user access management as well. So let's say if you want to compare anything or if you want to understand any set of things from the user level, you can access these topics. Okay, I think it works, but let me refresh. Okay, let me say hi. is Logesh has access to opportunity. Okay. So before that, you might have noticed. So I put a hi as a small topic, and since we don't have off topic configured over here, so it automatically picked up the the setup fallback topic. So fallback topic is nothing but, let's say, if none of these topics are cannot be addressed, automatically we will go to the fallback topic, and we will try to search it in the Salesforce documentations. Like, let's say, if you're asking for I want to understand how to configure the data cloud. Obviously, it is a generic topic, and it needs to be searched in the help documentations, right? And that is where this topic comes into the scene. Okay, so it will go ahead and search in the help documentation, and it will give the response for you here. Okay, let me put this prompt. I hope it should respond. Let's see. Cool. If you look at this, what happened behind the scenes is that a particular topic has been picked, the user management topic in this case. And if you expand this, you will see what are the instructions that have been run behind the scenes to choose this topic, right? So it has been chosen as user management based on these instructions. And what are the actions that has been performed, right? So it first go ahead and check the object by name, and it went a record level. Let's see, like, okay, it has the record level permissions or P level permissions, whatever it is. And based on that, the response has been provided. And if you look at this, the input has been provided as opportunity because I asked for opportunities, right? And this is a response. You see, the record name is Logesh, and it searched based on the Logesh user, and it gave the response in such a way that, okay, Logesh has this kind of things, right? Logesh Matheswaran, because that was the name that has been configured, and on the user level has access to the opportunity object, and here are specific permissions: read yes, create yes, edit yes, delete yes, view all yes, and modify all yes, because I'm a system administrator. And this is with respect to the object level, that is opportunity. If you want to drill down into the record level, that also you can do it over here. You see, these permissions are granted to this profile, which is system administrator. It also provided what sort of profile has been configured for me. So this says system administrator. So this is how you can make use of this agent for setup to get a easy comparison of permissions, or easy comparison of permission between different set of users, what is missing, what should have been done. So all these things you can get right inside the setup. Okay. Let me ask one more question. I need to configure data cloud. Can you please provide me the steps? Apologies with my language, so I'll just intentionally provide a wrong language. Steps to do it. Let's see if agent is correcting that. Searching, you see, immediately it picked up the topic, the fallback one. It is currently searching the Salesforce documentation. Cool. This is all I need, right? It is very clear and concise, so that I don't need to search for multiple pages right inside the my setup. So what I have to do, okay, I need to do setup. Okay, admin user done. So this basically provides a kind of a checklist that you can keep it with yourself to if you're enabling any set of specific clouds, not just data cloud, maybe commerce cloud, marketing cloud, sales service, or whatever it is. And also, if you notice this, it also provides the hyperlinks, which means you should not be wondering, okay, where from where these informations have been captured, right? All these informations are provided with the citation, so that citation means the source that has been from where that information has been captured. You can all this you can see all these sources, and you can click on this to see, okay, from this place only this information has been configured. And if you go to the help document, those are very detailed. So if you don't want that, you can make use of this. This is very comprehensive list, so that you can see, okay, this is a thing I need to do, this is a thing I need to do. And if you want to further drill down, can you please tell me how to configure the managed data spaces? That also can be done with help of the Agentforce for setup. So this is how it helps the administrators, to keep more focused, more aligned, and work more efficiently. So this is regarding the setup. Let's see if our org is back. I think it is. Cool. Okay. Now, what I've done is I've created, if you have noticed, I've created two employee agents. And then one of the employee agent is a deal support agent, and another employee agent is the analytics agent, right? And I just configured the analytics agent. So in order to configure what are the different types of employee agents available for a particular user, all you have to go to is to the profile or the permission set. And there you will see this option called enabled agent access. Just click on that. You'll be taken here. Just click edit. Okay. So here are the employee agents available. So this available agents contains only the employee agents, not other different types of agents that you created. Okay. As you can see, I enabled the deep support agent. And if you want to include the analytics agent as well, just click add and save. Okay. So if you notice, two employee agents has been added to this profile, system administrator. I'm a system administrator. So if I open this, so currently you have seen like, the support agent has been configured. And if I refresh it, and if you click on this, give it some time to load because I just configured the another agent, right? Okay, give it some time. The chat is loading. Okay, cool. If you see this, there is a drop down over here, right? So deal support agent and the analytics agent, right? So based on the agent type that has been configured under the profile or the permission set, in my case, I configured directly under the profile. But if you wish to move it under the permission set, obviously you can do it. So if I choose the deal support agent, whatever question you're going to ask, those questions will be addressed from this deal support agent, right? And if you choose analytics agent, and if you just click select, those analytics agents will be picked up, and what are the utterances of the question that you are going to ask, and all those questions answers comes from the analytics agents. So this is how you can drive the businesses, separate the agents for specific set of employees, sales, service, marketing, analytics, or whatever it is. And this is how you configure the agents, and you can pick and choose the respective agents that has been required for a different set of use case. Now just think, we had the Agentforce default, and now we have the Agentforce employee agent, right? Where Agentforce default is kind of kind of a legacy one that allows only one set of chat that you have to ask all the questions related to, irrespective of any department it is. Now this is very seamless, right? You can segregate easily the agents with respect to the departments. So this is all about the employee agent. Now moving on to the agent sales coach. So what I've done is currently this org doesn't support the sales coach. So I've configured everything in the one of the trailer modules or where it has and supports the agent force sales coach. It is really simple. If you go to the org, you will find the Salesforce Go. Okay. And if you click on it, you'll be taken to the page where you will find the agent force for sales. And under that, all you have to do is turn on. I've already turned on it, so that is why it says on. And if you scroll down, you will see this component, right? Agent force for sales coach, and you just need to enable it. There are certain things that you need to keep it in mind. You can look at the considerations by clicking this link, and there are two steps that you need to perform. First of all, you need to assign a certain set of permission set named agent for sales coach user to the user whomever wants to use this particular agent sales coach, right? And once it is done, you need to add this component to the respective record page. Remember, this needs to be added to any specific, especially opportunities, because opportunity is a place where most of the sales reps spend a lot of time how to qualify it, how to make it a closed one, right? And if you click on this, you will notice a screen. Just give it a second. Close this out. Refresh it. I think all the tabs became idle. Refresh this. So give it some time to load. In the meantime, we will see like how did I configure the agent force for sales coach, right? So this is also again a simple agent that has been configured. What you have to do is just click new agent. Okay, that is not expected. I think something is going on with this org. Okay, let it be. So inside the agent builder, you will see like the standard topics that has been configured automatically as soon as I create the sales coach. And all these standard topics should be intact with this agent because this is going to analyze and predict whatever you're speaking to this coach. And then it will give the responses accordingly. Okay. On top of this, if you want to add further topics like you want, like any other thing, you can feel free to add it, but right now, with this particular sales coach, it is not advisable to add it because these three topics will be suffice to satisfy the requirement. Okay, let me refresh to see if it is back. Since this is trailhead module or yeah, it is back. So if you can see, since I already created the sales coach, currently it is disabled, meaning you can have only one sales coach. As of today, you can't have multiple sales coaches for different set of functionalities, right? So that is why it is disabled. Similarly, I configured the sales development rep. That is also already in place, and that is the reason this option also has been disabled. And all other process remains same as it is, like starting from building things in the agent builder, from putting the name, the company, role description, everything remains same. Okay. Now, coming to the setup page, if I expand this, there is a manage link, right? And if I click on this, you can see easily what are the users that has been added to this permission set. So in my case, just click assign or all users. Let me see. Yeah, you can see I already added myself to this particular permission set. And if you wish to add some other user also, you can add it to this permission set. Let's say if you click in insights integration, just for example, and you can easily click assign to this user to this particular permission set. Right now, I'm canceling that. And there is a second page, right? Now, this is not a dedicated agent. It will sit in the agent that will have a UI interface. No, it's not like that. You need to add this lightning component to the record page. And for that, and if you click on it, currently it is available under the opportunities. So it might be under any set of opportunity record pages you can add. Currently, I added in the opportunity record page, and that is why you see this green tick mark. Okay, let's go there. Okay, so this is my opportunity. Imagine I'm a sales rep, and currently it is under the qualification stage, and it is in the qualification stage for 5 days, right? The expectation from my manager is it is to be closed one with a maximum number of deals, right? And for that, I've already added this component. How I have added? Just click edit page. I hope it should not throw any error. Let's see. Okay, we are in the Lightning app builder. And if you look at the components list, you will notice this Agentforce Sales Coach. So this is the standard out-of-box component that has been provided. And if you hover over it, you can easily get, like what this component has been used for. And if you notice this icon, this is only desktop friendly, so that it cannot be used in any other form factors. And all I need to do is I just need to drag and drop the component over here. That's it. That's simple. Okay. So let me go back. And most importantly, once you add it, you need to save and activate it, right? Then only the components will appear. Okay. Now everything is done. Okay. This is a detail. So I need to go ahead and pitch into this particular account. All I have to do is just click start. Now, as soon as you click start, a page will open where it enables the audio and video. If not, you can enable it, and you just click start. Okay, so you can have the recording up to 5 minutes, and then once you start the recording, you can start pitching your sales things. What are the things that you are going to speak to your customer, and what are the areas that you're going to be focusing on, what are the pain points you're going to address, and what are the expectations from the customer, and what are the things like the language, tone, the formality, everything you need to maintain. Once you start the record it, you just need to feed the feedback, and you will see the feedback right over here. If you notice under the activity, I already recorded one feedback, and that has been showing as a task over here. And this is how you record your sales pitch and get instant feedbacks from the agent for sales coach. Okay, that is all I have for today. We have seen in a summary, we have seen what is agent force, what is a agent force worthy use case, what are the different types of agents that you configure right inside your agent force Salesforce, and what are the things that you need to keep it in mind. And we have seen the demo of agent force for setups, agent sales coach, and the agent force employee agent. Apologies, in between some network glitch happened so that I couldn't able to load something. Okay, post the session. If you have any questions regarding any of this, you can feel free to reach out to me. Thank you so much, everyone. Aman, over to you.
Yeah, Lucas. I have a
Uh,
small doubt.
hold on, everyone. Please. Let me stop the recording. Then we can take question one by one. And then please put your questions in the chat. Please don't unmute yourself. Humble request.